Hey, Chef Ameera here with Real Girls Do Cook exclusive weekly vlog on the details, the dress rehearsal, the I-dos. Real women, we need real recipes. So this is something really quick that you can whip up even if you're coming home on your lunch hour, or if you just need something really quick to take to the office. It's one of my favorite recipes. It's an Italian rustic bean salad, and it takes literally 10 minutes to hook up. So right now I've got our, what is this? A romaine head lettuce. So everything else is already chopped up, but we're going to start off with our romaine head. I'm going to show you how I like to chop this up. I like to slice it lengthwise down. I like to turn it, and I'm going to chop it this way as well. And these end pieces I'm actually just going to take off because I personally don't like them. And then we're going to cut, I would say about ½ inch wide pieces. You're just going to slice these down like that. I love when I get towards the end of the romaine. The crunchy part's my favorite part. So right there we have about a head of lettuce, and my measure is 1 head per person. I like nice big salads, and we have everything else to fill this up, so you only need about a head for this salad. These 2 to 3 people. So right now I'm going to do our dressing, so it's ready to toss our salad. Right now we have about 1/4 cup of apple cider vinaigrette. I'm going to pour that in there, and in here I have about a teaspoon of ground mustard. I have some salt, and I have some pepper, and I actually have some salt-free seasoning, and I just put it all in one container. I'm just going to toss that in there. About a teaspoon of sugar. If you have agave, you can use some agave. If you don't use sugar, you don't have to use any sugar at all. Just with the tartness of the apple cider vinegar, I just like to balance it out a little bit. And I have about a tablespoon of some fresh picked thyme, and about a tablespoon of some Italian parsley. So I have all this in here. I'm going to mix it up. And our olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and mix. Usually the rule of thumb is about a cup oil to about 1/4 cup of vinegar. But you want a little bit less oil, you can use less oil. I'm going to put about a cup in there. Mix it up. And this is going to be more than enough for your next 2, 3, even 4 salads. I would say make enough so that you don't have to make it, and that saves time. And right now we're going to get to our salad. So I'm just going to put everything in the bowl. I'm going to put in our lettuce, about a cup of red cabbage. I have about 1/4 cup of some red bell peppers, 1/4 cup of shredded carrots, about 1/4 cup of cherry tomatoes, and I sliced them in half already. Red onions, can of cannellini beans, or white kidney beans, and of red kidney beans. I'm going to use about half of them. And once you toss your salad, if you think that you might want some more, then you go ahead and you add in some more. But you can always add more, but you can't take them out. And I'm going to retoss our dressing. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour that over. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I can get most of those herbs out. You want to add in some basil. I mean, you can make this salad your own. I'm just giving you a base to start off by. You can make this your own. You're going to toss this in here. Oh, you know what I forgot? Was our cheese. This right here is a blend of Asiago, Romano, Parmesan, and I just put a little bit. And that's just for my preference. If you want to add more, you can go ahead and add more. You can also put in after. So we're going to go ahead and toss this up. This looks fantastic and smells so good. And it's time for lunch for me, actually overdue. So I'm extremely hungry. So you've gone ahead, we toss all this in there. Everything is well coated. This is one of my favorite dishes that I actually will use. Like on Mondays, I'll have my meatless Mondays, and I'll have a few days out of the week where I just won't have any meat in my diet just because it makes me feel a little bit lighter. So this is one of my famous meatless Monday dishes. Now this is yummy. Real Girls Do Cook. A dress rehearsal. Enjoy. Today I'm going to do something really refreshing for the summer. I know we're all trying to watch our weight, so I want to come up with something a little nice and refreshing for us using watermelons. I actually have two things. I have a drink and I also have a nice salad. It's going to be a watermelon salad with a balsamic reduction, some feta cheese, and some micro mini greens with basil. And for our drink, we are going to have a cucumber and watermelon martini. Our other drink is just going to be a cucumber and watermelon spritzer. You might have some guests, or you might not like to drink alcohol at all. So I wanted to come up with a little bit of something for both. So let's start with our salad. Salad is pretty simple. I've already cubed up our watermelon, cut it into cubes so we can have a nice cube presentation. Cut out a small little circle on the top. I just want like a small indentation so that I can place our cheese. So we have a melon scooper. This makes it so much easier. So we're cutting out. Make sure you taste as you go along too. It's a nice sweet watermelon. This is like extremely simple. So I'm actually going to place these on our plate as such. There's no order to what I'm doing. Our basil, and we're going to chiffonade it. I've already chopped it up, so it's nice chiffonade, really thin strips. Going to roll it as such. What you want to do is you want a really nice sharp knife. No, wait, my roll came undone. Let me roll it back. And if you have a few pieces, you can do a few pieces at a time. And really, that tip we're going to toss away. Extremely small cuts. I'm going to make sure that it goes all the way through. And you really want a nice sharp knife for this. And you want to make sure that you have your fingers curled away so that we don't take off our pretty manicured nails. So that's how you're going to chiffonade. Nice, you want nice thin strips, small bursts of flavor. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to add a little cucumber in there. Nice little texture. Let's see here. For our cucumber, let's slice off the back. And now we have a nice flat surface for us to sit down, for us to go ahead, and we're going to slice some nice thin strips. I have a mandolin, so that's usually what I would just run it through my mandolin and have my nice thin strips already made for me. But for those who don't have a mandolin, I'm going to show you the alternative way to do it. So we're going to cut these down, and you can determine how big or how small you want them. And because we're focusing on presentation for this, I'm just going to cut off those edges because they're not going to make even squares. I'm doing a really small dice on these so that I can sprinkle them on my plate to complement my watermelon. What actually we want to do is we want to make sure that that plate is out of our way. I'm going to go through. It's about all I feel like eating. Actually, what we're going to do, I'm going to almost use that as confetti. Sometimes that's how when you're cooking, you might do something and you get another idea for something else. So I'm actually going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt and pepper before I put my cheese or any of my other ingredients on here. So right now I'm just going to take some feta and I'm just going to spoon it into the top of there. If you want to get fancy, you can even take some of this feta and blend it up with a little bit of cream, and you can put it in a piping bag and you can pipe it in there so you have an even finer presentation. You can cut them into even smaller little cubes and put them into Asian soup spoons, and that can be a nice little appetizer for your guests. One of the most simple salads that you'll make. Salad and a drink. Basically from the same ingredients that I've used. This is all about how much you want or how little you want. Put a little bit of your basil on top. And in the middle of here, I'm just going to put a little bit of these microgreens, just a little bit. So right there in the middle, I'm just going to put a little bit, put just a little bit there in the middle. And now we have a balsamic reduction, and you can actually get this already pre-made. They have some, one of my favorites is actually from Whole Foods, but I actually reduce this myself. I put a little bit of sugar in here, and I put it at a low heat for about 20 minutes, and then it turned into this nice little syrup. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to drizzle this on top. Our last step is we eat our yummy watermelon with basil salad with a balsamic drizzle. This is so refreshing. Well, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the recipe. Bye-bye. Now on to our drink. We're going to first start off with our virgin drink right here. What I did was in my juicer, my lovely Breville juicer back there, I juiced 1 watermelon, a whole pint of strawberries, about a handful, no, I probably would say about 10 leaves of mint, some cucumbers. I did 2 Persian cucumbers, and 2 limes without the skin. I took the skin off of them and I juiced them all, and this is what we got. Of course, it was much more, but this is what we're going to be using for our recipe. So in here, I've got some crushed ice, you know, probably say about a cup of juice, and just some nice little sparkling water. You can use some tonic water if you want, or some club soda. I have some sparkling water, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'll probably put about 4 ounces in there. I'm just going to shake that up. And we're going to pour this in here. I prefer it without the ice cube, so you definitely want to strain this because it takes away the flavor. You can adorn it also with the mint. If you want to put some of the sugared rum on there, you can do that. But there is your non-alcoholic drink. And for our drink with alcohol, about 1 ounce or 2 of vodka, depending on what you like. So we're going to add our vodka in there, and we're going to add our drink. And this is really, really simple. You don't have to worry about muddling with mojitos. You don't have to worry about mixing too much. You're just going to go ahead and pour your drink in there. You're going to put your lid back on here, and you're going to give it a nice shake. And you're going to pour it into your nice martini glass. And there you have our watermelon and cucumber martini.